G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another GuitarZero2Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play Starving by Hailee Steinfeld featuring Zedd. Now in this video, I'm going to teach you two versions of playing this song. The first will be the recorded studio version and the second will be an easy version for the beginners out there. We'll start with the recorded version, and for the basics you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and no capo. So there's 6 chord shapes that you'll need to learn for this song. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. The 6 chord shapes are E, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, B, A, now that's an A bar chord on the 5th fret, and E/G sharp. So to play this, we're going to bar the 4th fret with our index finger. Our pinky finger is going to go on the 7th fret of the 5th string. Our ring finger is going to go on the 6th fret of the 4th string. We're only going to hit the top 4 strings for this chord, like that. And that's E/G sharp. So this guitar riff is very reminiscent of Justin Bieber's Love Yourself. So we're going to be using some finger picking. So just some housekeeping with the finger picking. We're going to designate our index, middle and ring finger to the 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings respectively. And our thumb is going to take care of the 6th, 5th and 4th strings. So for the 1st, 2nd and 3rd strings, you don't want any other fingers plucking them other than the designated fingers. Starting with the intro/verse, we essentially have a 4 chord progression that goes E, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, and B. So the riff is going to be based around those 4 chords. So we start with our E chord and we'll just hit the open 6th string first, and then we'll pluck the 3rd string with our index finger. The 6th string will be on the 1 beat, the 3rd string will be on the end beat, and then we're going to slap after that. And to slap it's very easy. All we need to do with our relaxed hand is just drop it onto the strings like that. And you'll get that percussive noise. So we have 1 and 2. So that slap's going to be on the 2 beat and the 4 beat throughout this entire riff. So bear that in mind. Immediately after the slap, we go to our F sharp minor bar chord and we're going to pluck the 6th and the 3rd strings together at the same time. And that's on the end beat after the 2. So it goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... We then move to our next chord, which is the C sharp minor, and we basically do the exact same thing timing wise, but just with different strings. So we're going to be using the 5th string and the 2nd string. So 5th string, 2nd string, and then slap. So 1 and 2, and on the end beat after the 2, we quickly go to our B chord, and we pluck the 5th and 2nd strings together, and then slap on the 4. So for those 2 chords, it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So altogether, this first line will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Notice how the slaps are always on the 2 and the 4 beat. Now for the second line of chords, it's exactly the same. The only difference is going to be on this B chord, and instead of hitting the 5th string and 2nd strings together, we're going to hit the 5th string and 1st strings together. So the second line of chords will just sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So altogether, the full riff will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And that's it for the intro and verse riff. Now if you're having trouble playing all those bar chords, that's fine. What you can do is actually just fret the strings that you need to play. Now what I mean by that is, for example, with our F sharp minor chord, you only really need to hold down the 2nd fret of the 6th string and the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So you can play it like that, as opposed to playing the whole bar chord. It is best practice to play the full chord, because we'll be using that later in the chorus. However, if you just want to play the riff and you're a beginner and having some trouble, then you can do it that way as well for the F sharp minor. For the C sharp minor, the same thing applies. All you really need to do is push down the 4th fret of the 5th string and the 5th fret of the 2nd string. And when you get down to the B, same thing, you can just put the index finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and pinky finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string if you want to, like that. Or alternatively, for the second half of the riff, you can just play the 2nd fret for the 1st string and 5th string. Now we get to the pre-chorus, which is very simple. It's just 4 chords, which are going to be your E/G sharp, A, C sharp minor, and then B. And the riff is going to be based around those 4 chords. So with our E/G sharp, we're going to hit the 6th string, and then we're going to pluck the 4th and 3rd strings together. And then we're going to slap. So 1 and 2. And then after the slap, we're going to quickly go to our A bar chord here, and we're going to pluck the 6th string and 3rd string together on the end beat after the 2. So it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then for the C sharp minor, we're going to be playing the 5th string and then the 2nd and 3rd strings together. And then slap, and then go to the B chord, and we're going to pluck the 5th, 2nd and 3rd strings together. And the pattern's going to be exactly the same. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So altogether the pre-chorus will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now for the second pre-chorus, be sure to note that it's twice as long. It just gets repeated once. Now we get to the chorus, and the chorus is essentially exactly the same as the first line in the intro and verse, which goes like this. Just repeated over and over again. Alternatively, you can strum this as well. Now the strumming pattern for this will go down, up, slap, down, slap. Now for each strumming pattern, you can have 2 chords. So the point at which you change chords is going to be on the down strum after the first slap. So for instance, the E to the F sharp minor will be down, up, slap, down, slap. And the C sharp minor to the B, down, up, slap, down, slap. And the chorus will sound like this. Now the last little thing I'm going to teach you is the electronic riff in the breakdown. So to play this, we're going to play an octave on the 7th and 11th fret. Now we're going to mute all the other strings with our index finger lightly resting on them all. So the only strings that are going to ring out are the 5th string and the 3rd string. And that's how you play octaves. Now we're going to hit this 10 times, and we're going to start on the end beat after the 1. So it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And then we go up 2 frets to 11 and 13. We hit that once. And then we go down to 7th and 9th fret on the same strings, and we hit that 3 times. And the first part of the riff sounds like this. 1 and 2. Now the second part of the riff is basically exactly the same in terms of rhythm. The only difference is that you're going to play this an octave higher. So we're going to pluck the 14th fret of the 1st string. Same rhythm. Then we're going to go up to 16th fret and then down to 12th fret and pluck that 3 times. And altogether the riff will sound like this. 1, 2. Now I'm going to teach you an easy version if you're a beginner and you can't quite pull off those bar chords. So we're going to take our capo and we're going to put it on the 4th fret of the guitar. Our chord shapes are now going to be C, D minor, A minor, and G. And we also have C/E, so that's the same as the C chord, but you're hitting the top 6th string as well. And then we have F. So those are the 6 chord shapes for this easy version. Now strumming pattern wise, we're going to go down, up, slap, down, slap. So for the intro, verse and chorus, we have a 4 chord progression, which is C, D minor, A minor, and G. As I mentioned previously, the point at which you change chords for this strumming pattern is on the down strum after the slap. So the C to the D minor is down, up, slap, down, slap. And the A minor to the G is down, up, slap, down, slap. And that's it for the intro, verse, and chorus. So it goes like this. Now the only other part you need to learn for an easy version of playing this is the pre-chorus. So the pre-chorus will be 4 chords. It will be C/E, and then F, and then A minor, and G. And the strumming pattern's exactly the same, so it'll sound like this. Down, up, slap, down, slap, down, up, slap, down, slap. Now for the second pre-chorus, be sure to note that it's twice as long. It just gets repeated once. Now I'm going to be playing the intro, verse, pre-chorus, and chorus, and I'm going to have a vocal backing track on top for some context. So play along, repeat this section over, and see how you go. So be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. If you've enjoyed this lesson, you want to see more in the future, then please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave your thoughts, comments and questions below. It would mean so much, and I'll see you next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.